Okay, recording this video for close of trade Thursday, the 30th of July 2020. It has just gone 11:33 p.m. Chicago time. Do hope you're doing well. Hope your trading is going well. And the reason for putting out this video is we've just taken profits on the long Japanese yen trade, and I wanted to put out a video on the Forex charts because they're going a little, I don't never know, is it parabolic or exponential? Anyway, they're running away, kind of racing away, and we're going to end up with some kind of spike in those markets, which will lead to kind of a bounce the other way. But anyway, so before going through my charts, just to say this is the usual setup with the better indicators. On the right-hand side, we have better sine wave and everything to do with price. We calculate the cyclical activity in 3 different time frames here below the price bars, and then using that calculation, we calculate cyclical support and resistance lines and plot those on the price bars themselves. High, medium, and low with progressively thicker lines being plotted on here, and then breaks of those resistances into uptrends are painted in red, and breaks of support into downtrends are painted in white. Left-hand side, everything to do with volume, better momentum, which is a volume-based momentum indicator below the price bars here. And then on the price bars themselves, we've got better pro-am, which uses the average trade size to indicate professional and amateur activity. Anyway, so Japanese yen, we've been in this trade just about a week now, which is this entry point here, just under 94. Just took profits at 96, a smidge under 96 here, where the profit target was sitting, and this is where the stop loss level was on this trade. Got in on the break here of this trade, and you can see the blue professional bars just taking it above an important kind of channel level that we were in. Bang, and just took off to the upside. Now, the reason for taking profits up here, it's a round number. My target was sitting at a round number. We've got a pullback to end of trend indicator that we're just going to go off here on better sine waves. So that pullback support level, we've got a cross on the lowest time frame here. So that end of trend's going to go off shortly, maybe the next couple of bars. And it's coming around a cyclical resistance on the highest time frame. However, a couple of things we do not have going on here. We do not have an exhaustion pattern here. So you can see the better momentum levels have been really depressed down here at negative levels, even as we've taken off here. A little bit suspect in my mind here, but anyway, this hasn't kind of raced away to kind of extreme levels, and we don't have blue professional bars kind of taking profits up here. So we'll wait and see. It's a good point to take profits for me. This 2-cent move effectively from 94 to 96 here in the futures contracts worth about $2,500 per contract, and you only need about $4,500 of margin to trade one of these contracts. So it's a good return on risk there. Couple of questions throughout the week on why I was trading this at JY, continuous contract to the Japanese yen. So there's 2 different ways to trade the Forex market. One is to trade the cash Forex market. The other one is to trade the futures Forex market. I prefer the futures Forex market. The charts are certainly better because you get volume data on them. And in my mind, they're just a little bit more easy to understand. It's everything versus the US dollar. So euro versus the US dollar, Japanese yen versus the US dollar, British pound, Aussie dollar, all of those things. So you can see directly the strength in the Japanese yen. Cash Forex, I think they quote the Japanese yen as an inverse, so it's the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. So this long Japanese yen trade would have been a short US dollar versus Japanese yen trade in the cash Forex market. So it's a little bit different from that respect, but I've just stuck with these. I like all the things that kind of traded through Globex and CME. Just make a lot of sense to me. Anyway, so that's Japanese yen. So I'm not sure it's all over, but a lot of these charts are looking, as I said, kind of very parabolic and exponential, and we're kind of heading to some kind of blow-off kind of type activity. And we'll see today a lot of the Forex market activity happens during the London session. It's interesting how different things are traded in different, kind of geographic locations. Obviously, kind of the futures markets out of Chicago, particularly ag, commodities, and so on. Equities out of the New York kind of time zone. London is really kind of the home of Forex trading, and so most of the activity kind of happens there. So I'll be interested to see what happens overnight. the moment, I think it's still kind of early morning. The London markets kind of haven't opened up, but I think it's going to be a pretty exciting day on the Forex markets because of the activity that we've got. Let me show you that in the euro. So the euro's been, the standout of this, leading the way on this last kind of rally. You can see here since the beginning of July we were basing at 112 and a half, and we broke out of this trade. We're up at 119, which just stuns me. It wasn't so long ago I was looking at 108 and thinking it was going to go to parity, and we've gone exactly the other way to 119. You can see how it broke out of this channel. The background plot here is a combination of the price trend and the volume trend here. So this is a what I called a combo indicator in the background. You can just see it was red the entire way as this thing just lined up and just went this way. We went from exhaustion sell and bullish divergence here, and we are about to make, with this 9,000 read in the next few bars, an exhaustion buy pattern going on. No blue professional bars at those highs, so heck, if it's going to kind of keep on going up to 120, it's just been an extraordinary move in the euro. I caught this kind of move in general in the Forex market in two ways. One was the Aussie dollar trade I took probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then this Japanese yen trade here. But really, this was the one to be on board, and I wasn't on board. We broke all types of resistance here at 114, bang into this really big uptrend. So having said that we're going kind of exponential with this kind of monster reading and better momentum we're going to have over the next few bars. We have not put in pullback to end of trend on the intermediate time frame here. You can see that level is still broken through a resistance there on the intermediate time frame. Just bump that up for you. So that line there, that intermediate time frame has still got to make pullback to end of trend. So we'll see where that goes out. But I tend to be out a little bit early on these moves, but that's just the way my trading is done. It's taking out at profit targets and not necessarily at the absolute kind of maxes. Dollar index, because it's the inverse of particularly the euro and the yen, is going the other way here. You can see, bang, we're down at 96 here on the dollar index. Again, background is printed grey. This combo trend indicator has got our better sine wave in a downtrend and better pro-am in a downtrend, all the way from 98, 97. This thing kind of broke into a downtrend. We're down at 92s. Exhaustion sell a few days ago and bullish divergence here. We've got some Rambo patterns, but again, no blue professional bars kind of down here. We've had some end of trends go off, a little one on the lowest time frame, and again, we're below support on the intermediate time frame. So this intermediate time frame has to make pullback to end of trend. So I may be out of this way too early, and I'm not suggesting any kind of reversal trades or anything like that, but it's just showing this move as just being whatever, parabolic, exponential. The other side of things, I think the DBA ag kind of complex is starting to look interesting. So I wanted to show you this chart. This is the largest ETF that tracks the agricultural futures market. It's been in a massive downtrend for the last 10 years. At some point, this is going to turn around. And I think we've got some really interesting kind of activity here going on at the moment. So better momentum, you can see here this is a daily chart, by the way, of DBA. So at the beginning of July, we had an exhaustion sell. All these blue professional bars kind of coming at the lows here. And this little move is a blue professional bar kind of breaking us out of this little channel here. So we broke into some strength with Better Pro-Am here a couple of days ago. And then you can see here on Better Sine Wave on this daily chart made a massive pullback to end of trend move on the highest time frame. We've broken into a confirmed downtrend here below 15 and a half. And then with this move here, we've had a nice pullback to end of trend, sync with that cyclical support in the highest time frame. We do still have to make pullback to end of trend on the intermediate time frame again, or something like that. We're going to go make a resistance on the intermediate time frame next. But this is the first little kind of runaway move out of this exhaustion sell, breaking out of this little congestion down here at 13. So we're going to find resistance whenever that level kind of comes in on the intermediate time frame, and then we'll kind of push down and test into those lows. But that is looking interesting for a big setup in maybe a a fairly secular type change in trend in the ag markets. And then it'd be a question of going through each of those, kind of corn, wheat, soy, hogs, live cattle, all of the different components. Interestingly, last couple of days, never traded cocoa before. I was in and out of a cocoa trade here, which was very nice. You can see the market strong here on the right-hand side, confirmed uptrend, red bars showing strength. And I bought this little breakout above 2300 and had my target sitting here just a little bit higher, just at 2390. Bang, just got taken out in 2 days in that little move there. I don't think it's all over. You can see all the blue professional bars here in exhaustion by getting the move going. So there might be a nice kind of re-entry opportunity over the next few days. But this thing, we've not seen a lot of blue professional bars to mirror all of that activity kind of getting in. We need to see a similar thing on the highs before this whole thing is over. So we might have a little retraced kind of play here. And then yesterday got long into a sugar trade. Again, I don't think I've ever traded sugar before, but nice little setup, strength here. Whole bunch of blue professional bars. First of all, coming at the lows down here, $11.30. And then bang, 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 they just buy everything sitting in the stack here from $11.50 up to 12, just over $12 here, bang. And on this little retrace, I'm long at this point here. My target's kind of sitting kind of a little bit out of the way here. That was the stop level at the moment, sitting at 11.50. Sorry about that little screen grab there. So this thing, gets above this high level here, kind of 12.25. That'll be nice for a kind of trending move, breaking above resistance on an intermediate time frame. So there's lots going on. I know there was a big activity in the crude market, a little bit in natural gas kind of today. So potentially we've spent a lot of time in crude kind of rolling over there, but it's worth kind of checking out that chart in the next couple of days to see if there's a setup there for kind of a short move in crude. Anyway, let's see what the Forex market's going to do over the next couple of days, because we're reaching these kind of extreme levels. So let's see if we see a whole bunch of blue professional bars and exhaustion patterns kind of come in as these things kind of get pushed to kind of real extremes.